start recording, and that still makes you a bad person, Gothic. Now I understand why Chewie has an issue with people sending him stuff. There we go. Now I'm done. Y'all can keep talking.
Oh my god. That's you should retell that story, Haley. That is a beautiful, brilliant story. It is horrible.
Sorry, before we started recording, by the way, we're not starting the actual show just yet, because last-minute character creations are still being done. We were telling stories about horrible interns.
Yes, and I was interviewing for a position at I am still interviewing for a position at a popular burger joint. And...
in their R&D lab.
Yeah, in their R&D lab.
That part's just kind of important.
Yeah. And so they were asking me questions like, oh, do you have dietary restrictions? And, like, that was kind of a simple question to me and was understandable. And I, was like, no, I don't. I don't have any, like, food aversions or anything. And they were like, good, because we once had an intern who was super health conscious and refused to taste anything. And so I don't know why you would intern for a burger joint when you're super health conscious. And when you know that part of being an R&D intern is you gotta taste things. So, also they had to ask me if I could use a ruler. Because apparently they had an intern who couldn't use a ruler.
Interns are fun. So, Stephanie, have you got all your spells down?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we can actually start this wonderful campaign that I have called Dragon Souled, but we'll see if it sticks around with that name. We're already starting a little bit late, so this probably won't be a very long one. So, do y'all want to do a quick run-through of your characters?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Now that we've also fixed the audio issue, so Haley isn't getting speech jammed.
That's horrible. I'll go ahead and start since started with me. So, my name is Nadar Torin, and I am a mystic, dragonborn mystic. I was raised separately from normal communities, because most of these, the way they're raised is one big group, like they don't really have families or parents.
Yeah, so real quick thing, because I forgot I actually haven't done any world building for the chat. I've just only done it for you all. Basic idea behind this is that everyone is living on a world that they just call the Nexus. They don't actually know 100% where they came from because they've been living here for centuries, probably at least a millennia. This group is a bunch of races descended from a great green dragon Alaraxis who led them all here, and they now basically live in sort of a caste system where whenever eggs are laid, some of the upper castes will come take them away, and then every child of a certain race that hatches within X amount of time will all be educated together, and once they're grown, sort of mostly functional adults, they're sent out and put on to whatever job they tested specifically well for. A few people that either have very unique talents, like... Sorry, I'm going to keep remembering names. Nadar was seen from a very early age to have a talent for psionics, which don't really fit well within anything, so they took him away to go educate him with like 5 other young Dragonborn who were skilled in psionics, so that's why you were separated from everyone else, and as opposed to anyone else at this table actually has somewhat of a better idea what a family should be.
Yeah.
The idea being that you've got kobolds on the bottom who are mostly like service workers, doing like menial jobs, sort of theoretically like government jobs, to physical labor. Then you've got lizard folk in the middle who do a lot of the hunting and any sort of ranging that leaves the actual cities, along with some like very low level spiritual leaders like shamans or druids or things. Then you've got the Yonti, which are the serpent people that weren't naturally from this group originally, but their people lost a war, and the Yonti that are allied with these folks actually betrayed their own folks, and through a couple centuries of genetic manipulation have tried to make themselves more dragony than snaky. They're sort of magic scientists to upper clerical staff, and then you've got the Dragonborn that are like the closest to Elaraxis, that do a lot of the like high priests, mages, wizards, that sort of stuff. And to a lesser extent, like very elite warriors, like they come in, if they were to decide to join the army or something, they would by default tend to come in a little bit higher. And then all the castes get sort of some representation in the government, but it's not clear to any of these folks because none of them scored for government work, basically. They just know that we have representation. They don't talk to us often, but we have it!
It's ours, damn it.
And they don't have a word for it, but the place that most of this empire that they live in is situated in is effectively just a big... We would call it like a rainforest, except that it never rains, it's just always humid. Just remarkably humid and hot at all times.
Disgusting.
But there's more to the world. There's a bunch of other races that have escaped their own dying planets to come here. Or that maybe came here originally. There's not a lot known about it, but you know that there's plenty of other races, and in the history of the Dragon Soul, you've gotten to a good few wars. Won most of them, too.
Cool.
So, sorry for that info dump. I just forgot that I hadn't established any of that.
Nope. Okay.
It's the first episode.
Yup.
Yeah. We have time.
Okay, so back to me. I was raised separately, as said before, because of my psionic powers. I have brains and brawn. So I strive not to be an idiot in all things because idiots really irritate me. There's nothing more important than my clan because, you know, I actually have a family. And I think that's pretty cool. And my knowledge is my knowledge is my knowledge is my knowledge. So I don't like to share either. So yeah. I think that about covers it.
Pretty much. Miriam, do you want to take it next?
Sure. So my character, Moira, she is a lizard folk rogue. Moira was raised as part of a guild of leather crafters since she showed kind of a knack for it growing up. So she's very loyal to her guild. While she has a really high intelligence, so she's not stupid, she just isn't smart. And what I mean by that is she's probably the first person to stick her foot in her mouth in any given situation. I'm only rocking a charisma of 10 with this character. So
book smart, but not people smart.
Very much so. She's, I think, someone who's fascinated by the world around her and how it works, but just she thinks she understands how people work and therefore tries to help. And like she doesn't do anything out of malice. She's really well-meaning, but she just sticks her foot in her mouth. And through that, she's kind of good at hiding. She found that she's actually fairly good at hiding because of that. So if she realized that she needs to hide from someone who she inadvertently offended, she's a little sneaky like that. But, yep. That is Moira.
Okay.
Smart, but dumb.
All right, so I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
So my character's name is Feline. She's a warlock dragonborn. And, I don't know, she started out as a sailor and kind of defected into becoming a pirate. On the ship that she worked, she kind of worked through her ranks due to her high charisma. And she's, I don't know, she's good for a fight. She thinks that usually tavern brawls are the most interesting things. Good way to get to know a town, you know.
Oh, just get the blood flowing and a nice tavern brawl.
Heck yeah. And yeah, if it suits her, then she'll attack anyone that, well, I don't know, give her something. So if
Okay.
it gets her somewhere, then she won't.
Well, all three of you, through very strange means, mostly in that while you were going about your normal day's work or research or quiet contemplation or tavern brawl, about a day and a half ago, a Yonti sort of came up to you, explained that you were needed somewhere else, and as vague terms as they could possibly manage, and you couldn't actually figure out why, but you just felt compelled to agree with them and follow them. They opened up a big door in the air, and you walked into it. That's about the last thing you remember until all of you are now sitting in a very large antechamber. You can tell that it's probably situated in one of the largest pyramids in the central city of the Dragon-Souled Empire. Few of you have probably ever even been this deep into the capital city of Alaraxian. You were probably educated within a few miles of here, but not quite this far in. It's a very large, blank room. The only thing that is visible is a massive window facing to the south, where you can see the central pyramid that is the entire focus of the city and the empire to its on its own. That is constantly, always being rebuilt and added to, and it's this strange mishmash of different stone, and there's marble, some strange red stone, green stone, that all just seem to match up basically at random. But all of you are aware that that's because every time a new realm falls under the Dragon-Souled Empire's control, they basically start carving up new quarries and taking that stone to go build more of what is effectively Alaraxis's palace. And every few decades or so, it ends up sort of eating more of the city, so the central city expands outwards because of that as well. And that's all you can see through this massive window that's probably 20 feet wide by almost 60 feet tall.
That's a pretty big
big.
window.
Beyond that, there's actually no doors into the room, just a big blank wall.
Okay.
And my question is, how the heck did we get in the room if there's no doors?
Well, I mean, he did open up a big door in space. So I have
that'll
a
do
feeling
then.
doors aren't really an issue.
That's true.
So
That is
magic.
true.
None of you also remember how you got here. How are we muted?
Did you break things?
I don't know. Chewie's just saying we're muted. And according to OBS, I'm talking, and you're talking, and they're talking.
We're all talking.
It's really gonna suck if everyone's muted.
Huh.
Nope, okay.
Damn it,
Okay,
Chewie.
yes. So, you're all...
You should be.
You're all in this effectively entryless room that you've somehow... It's not even that you woke up in, it's just you became aware that this is where you were. I missed both of that because you both sort of jumped in on top of each other.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I know Haley's muted in Discord, but
No, the muting has been established, don't worry.
Somebody realized it was his fault. Chewie.
oh, perfect. Hi, Chewie.
So, empty room, we've got 2 Dragonborn and a lizard folk who probably never would have met before now.
So,
All right, so who are you and why are we here?
I really just want to know why we're here. I don't really care who you guys are.
I was actually kind of just wondering about where am I? I mean, I know where I am, but how? I don't really remember getting here. I was talking to this to
And
And
she
then
died.
Miriam dropped
And
out.
she's out.
Okay, the lizard folk has briefly fallen asleep.
Yeah, I remember talking to the same dude, except he opened up this hole in space, and I decided that it was a good
He
idea to
holes are
step
us.
through it.
Oh, well, try anything once.
Sure, and look where that got us. In a room without a door.
It never works.
This is my first time doing something like this.
Yeah, I don't make a habit of stepping through space doors into rooms with strangers, so I would assume it's everybody's first time.
Well,
What's
Could be
everyone's
an
passive
adventure.
perception, by the way?
12.
what is I don't remember what passive perception is. What is it again?
It's on your character sheet.
14.
Dang.
It's at the very bottom.
Oh, that's why I can't find it.
I couldn't find it either,
12.
don't worry.
I have a passive perception of 12.
Okay. Nadar is
Damn you,
aware that
wisdom.
there's a very slight gap now in, like, the middle of the wall. Everyone else, there's no, like, sound. The only reason you're able to see it is because it looks like darkness is coming out of it. But no one else seems to have responded.
So, does anybody see? No, nobody sees that. Okay, got it. Well, there's a hole in the wall with some black stuff coming out of it.
I'll go check it out.
Well, if you can't see it now, I don't know if getting closer is a good idea.
Well, as soon as you start drawing closer to it, the hole actually gets wider, such that you can see it's just a crack that goes all the way up to the ceiling of the room, and begins opening more as you get closer.
Huh. It's
Oh.
getting bigger, and I don't know if this is a good thing. Now can anyone else see it?
Oh yeah, everyone.
I
It was
I get
just
up
that they
and I
didn't
walk
notice
over.
it.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, as you get closer, it just keeps getting wider.
Huh.
I'm gonna perception just to see how wide it is right now.
That's not a that's not a thing you need to roll perception for. It's as you get closer, it opens wider.
Then I rolled perception to inspect it. To see if I can find anything out about the hole in the wall.
Okay, the second you get close enough to look at the wall, by that point, the wall is just flush. It looks like instead of being a dome, like a cut-in-half dome, it looks as though there's actually just a big domed room, and that this room was just bisected by the wall, because you got close enough to be at the midpoint.
Okay.
So the wall opened. So on the other side, despite the fact that now there's a massive window letting a whole bunch of light in, the entire other half of the room is relatively shaded. You can tell that there are at least 8 seats, each filled with... well, you're not entirely sure, because their faces and bodies seem to be especially shaded, but you're relatively certain that there's 2 of every member, every race of the Dragon Soul sitting facing you.
Hi.
Hello?
Go up to the front. What is this? What is going on?
At this point, the larger of the 2 Dragonborn stands up, still shaded so you can't really see them. Welcome, children. You've been summoned to serve Lady Elect... I really shouldn't pick names that I can't pronounce at a moment's notice. Lady Alarox at a time of need. The goblin hordes to our south have been growing restless with our ceasefire, and we've had some troubling omens on the western border.
Troubling how?
They're troubling in that the omens are made out of fire, and that tends to be a bad sign.
Oh, gee, you don't say.
Well, what do you want us for?
Well, these are actually some of our lesser concerns. There's a great power gathering that seems to be planning to take what is ours. We don't know when, and our seers are relatively unhelpful. So, you are one of several teams that we would like to cultivate in preparation.
Cultivate how?
In that we will be testing you first against the goblins, and then against whatever
Fiery omens say?
No, whatever the fiery omens herald. We expect that by the time you have dealt with the goblins and survived, whatever that will be upon us.
Gee, that sounds like such a good plan.
That's not intense at all. Or dangerous.
Right, I'm up for the fight, but what do we get out of it?
What you get out of it is experience that no one in this empire has ever had.
I'm up for it.
I'm in.
Yeah, I guess it could lead to some things I've been researching, so.
At the very least, you three will be heralded as the heroes who brought down the goblin hordes.
Cool.
I guess.
The first goal that we're hoping to have you succeed with flying colors on is discover what it is that's actually been riling up the goblins.
So what, we have to go question them? What are we, a survey?
No, you will actually be righted with as our diplomatic emissaries
Diplomatic emissary.
to the goblins. Yes, I know that sounds about as effective as it will be. You will have any rights to declare war that are necessary. The goal is just find out what is making them aggressive.
This could lead to insights in my research, so.
You need to... Your goal, moreover than anything else...
So that.
The goal, moreover than anything else, is to figure out who it is and why. And to stop them. Them, in this case, being the goblins. The sooner you can do that, the sooner we can crush them under heel and take their land.
Oh, so standard destruction, enslavement,
Maiming.
things of that nature?
Pretty much, yes.
Huh.
Fine, when do we start?
You start as soon as you're ready.
Well, considering we came here through a door in the air, I don't know if ready was ever really an option.
You always had an option.
Yeah, sure about that?
Yes.
I mean, what if we said we didn't want to be a part of this? What would happen?
We would return you to your old lives with this unhelpful memory forgotten.
Huh.
You're only here because part of you wanted to be here.
We've all said fine so far, so you may as well start.
At that,
Let's get started.
one of the Yonti slithers down to like the border of the shaded area and pins a single silver scale onto each one of your collarbones. This is one of R&D's best works. If you need any help at all, simply press your claw into it until it punctures the material. This will begin broadcasting a signal to us here. We'll be able to record any sound that you're able to hear for about 30 feet around you, as well as your own voice. If you have two of the devices together, press them together and puncture both, they'll work as a two-way communication. We'd rather this not fall into the goblin hands, but they're generally rather stupid, so we're not too worried. But ideally don't use it in front of them.
Ooh.
Nice.
I started inspecting it and like poking at it.
It becomes pretty clear that it's very easy to just literally one of your nails can just go through it very easily, but as soon as you pull the nail out, it sort of repairs itself.
Huh. What is this made out of?
I don't think you'd understand.
Rude. Anything else? Or just this scale?
That's all we can provide you with right now. This is the Dragonborn speaking again. This will also mark you as our emissaries. Show it to the goblins when you arrive, and they should understand what it means.
Should?
We have had communications with their leaders, but unlike in our empire, that doesn't always mean that the random soldier knows what it actually should be doing.
Well,
Huh.
If you do go to war, I warn you that we will not be able to respond quickly. At least not to your plight. Our forces will be ready to attack, but we can't make them believe that we'll, how shall we say, negotiate if they take you prisoner. It's a poor precedent to set.
just a bit.
That shouldn't be a problem in the first place.
Our forces will make as much speed towards the city as possible, but there's no guarantee we'll make it before anything terrible happens. Goblins are creatively horrible.
Huh.
Well then.
Well, we're not gonna get anywhere by standing here.
No?
Like many, many good adventures, it starts at the end.
The first Yuan-Ti sort of waves at the remaining 6 sitting there, and the Yuan-Ti and one of the lizard folk that you still can't see sit up and do a very strange series of, like, finger waggles, and a big gate opens.
Oh, look! Another door in midair.
This one you can see straight through. It looks like it's to sort of not a desert, but a much drier area. Like a savanna of some sort.
Okay.
This gate will take you about a mile outside of the outskirts of the Goblin City. They don't trust us enough to allow us to open gates within their city. Probably for the best on their part, but still. We're going to at least attempt to look like we're being peaceful.
Anything else we should know about?
If you need any assistance, again, we will not likely be able to provide it, but you are more than welcome to ask. We won't be able to drop it any closer than this.
Got it. And that's a mile surrounding the city.
Yeah.
Well.
Huh.
I guess we
that's
should start
that.
walking then.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't really have a choice.
There should be a host to meet you about halfway.
A
Well?
goblin host?
Yes, a goblin host. Again, our
No time
forces
like the present.
that aren't diplomatic emissaries aren't allowed in.
Well, let's go.
Sounds good to me.
Alright. We all
Yep.
pass through the air gate.
As soon as you pass through, it looks like they sort of wave on the other side, and it just sort of closes behind you. You get... If you're still staring at where the gate used to be, you can barely see the forest that you came from, and you can, however, still see the massive pyramid.
Well, that's comforting.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
This is the farthest I've been outside the city.
And that's basically looking due north from where you are now.
Well,
And
We
this
should really get out more.
Yeah, this is like hundreds of miles away from that city. This is a few hundred miles away from the farthest city of the Empire. There's just sort of a, like, no man's land in between, because you all tend to prefer to live in that sort of not quite rainforest.
Like Like, literally, my character has not been outside of the city before.
Yeah, there are, like, outposts that are probably pretty close to you, but not a ton. And they're all military installations.
Well,
Did they give us like our packs or anything, or did we have them with us?
You have all the gear that you had originally.
Okay.
So you have your normal gear. They did not give you anything extra or bonus.
Besides the scale.
Yeah, you just have the scales.
well,
All right.
I guess we should get going.
Let's go.
So we all start walking along the path.
Okay, just straight down. No deviations or anything. I just know that one of you is like a hunter.
I'm tracking slightly. I'm using my nature skills to gather information about the area around us. And can I roll for that?
No, because the area around you is a bunch of dead scrubland.
Okay, never mind.
There is literally nothing alive here.
Okay.
Onward to stuff.
Great for great justice. After about a quarter mile, you see what looks to be a large canyon, so at least you'll soon be walking in shade.
Thank God. So hot, and I'm so sick of this sun thing beating down on me. Dire need.
It's so nice.
I guess we all have our own definitions of nice.
Might have been sarcasm. And again, after about 5 more minutes, you finally make it into the shadow of the canyon. The path is still pushing forward.
Okie doke.
So keep on keeping on.
So, it's supposed to be keep following the path?
Okay.
They said our emissary was going to be halfway.
Yes, and this is probably about... You saw it at a quarter of a mile out. This is probably at about... Oh, goodness. Like 0.35 miles in.
Got it.
Yeah, let's see. I think I want to roll. I'm gonna roll for perception to see if there's anything to notice about canyon itself.
Your roll... Sorry, what are you looking for?
I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything dangerous.
And she's gone.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's if there's anything dangerous in the canyon?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, you can roll for perception for that, yes. We're taking the first number since it's rolling 2 for some reason.
Ooh, low number.
There is absolutely nothing of any danger inside this entire canyon. You are sure of it.
Oh, I'm rolling really low.
So, as you start passing through the canyon, it does seem a little bit uncomfortable, just because it feels way too easy to get an ambush from pretty much any direction, because it's high enough up that you couldn't easily climb out, but that someone could probably jump down without too much issue.
Huh.
And tight enough that you can't, and windy enough that you actually can't see too far in front or behind you.
Huh. That's not
This
good.
doesn't seem safe.
Well,
Does anybody hear anything at all? Because, like,
Are you?
I have never been this far outside of the city. I do not trust this canyon.
Are you still walking while saying this?
I've stopped.
Okay.
I've stopped walking.
Is anyone else still walking? Or are you all just standing around the lizard folk?
I am a few paces in front.
Did you get
Looking
this
back
far when I
at
said something?
concern-
She
Certainly.
stopped.
Okay, there is something about this canyon that gives me the...
I assume that
And
was...
I am like...
Well,
And I do not trust it.
I'm gonna roll for perception because if we're all kind of uneasy about this, it's probably better to
Just check.
double check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't have a high enough wisdom to have any bonuses.
So just click on it. Okay. With that, you're actually able to hear that there's some sort of minor scuffling going on above the canyon, but that could be anything from, like, antelope to tiny or relatively large desert lizards scrambling over the rocks.
Hey, I'm gonna pull out my weapon and just have it at the ready.
Okay.
And upon seeing him do that, I pull out my short bow.
And I will follow suit with my crossbow.
Okay. But just gonna keep moving?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
But I've got an arrow drawn and ready.
yeah. My spear is at the ready.
Probably about 3 feet forward, and suddenly the lizard folk has tripped over a wire. And several what sound like brass bells are loudly ringing on up and down the canyon.
Of course, I trip over a wire.
Really?
This doesn't seem good.
I scramble up onto my feet.
You weren't on your feet?
Yeah,
You said I tripped over a wire. You said I tripped over a wire, knowing me.
Yeah, not
and
like
my
tripped
own
onto your
personal
face, just
fussiness.
like foot
Oh,
drag
I
on.
stumbled.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I pictured myself full
yeah.
on
When you say
face
trip, I see whoo.
Okay. Sorry, you activated a tripwire, and you did not fall over. But there are now bells loudly ringing up and down the canyon. It's probably just at one end, but it's echoing down the canyon.
Does anybody know what this means?
No,
I
but
feel
we
like
should
it
probably
means something
start
bad.
running.
All
We
right,
should run. Yeah, let's run.
Yeah, we should probably
With the
start
running.
straight
Okay.
up.
Just full on sprint?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All of you have a movement speed of 60 per round, so yeah. Basically, after what effectively would be one round of combat, so like 6-ish seconds, you break out of the canyon and turn around after passing a good few bells on the other side and see 3 very angry-looking goblins charging straight at you.
Oh, good.
Oh, I speak goblin. I speak goblin.
I think most of you speak goblin.
We all do.
Oh, never mind. I was excited because I was like, I speak goblin.
I would love to know that your character actually just straight up went, I speak goblin!
Probably.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, there are 3 goblins currently bearing down on you.
I feel like there should be some shouting to say we come in peace. We are an emissary. I don't know if it's gonna make it across to them.
Okay, give me a try.
Oh god.
What do you
well,
actually want to say to them?
I just wanna. We are the emissary from. Where are we from?
Alaraxian.
From Alaraxian.
Okay, give me a... I don't know what to actually call that.
I feel like that's charisma.
Yeah, I'll say that's just a
that's
straight up a
verbal.
charisma save. So yeah, just roll charisma. Just that,
Anyone
yeah.
have high charisma?
I do.
15?
So
Does anybody else want to shout with me?
they definitely like respond as though they understand what you're doing because they go like, huh, they speak goblin. It's like, huh. And then loudly start screaming, kill them! Kill them! Kill them!
Oh no.
Can I just-
Oh no. Bad. Somebody help. It's my poor.
By help, I hope you mean roll initiative because they're now within 60 feet.
Oh
So,
boy.
everyone give me some initiative rolls. Including the goblins, which I just have to do myself.
Do I do?
You just click on, initiative.
Wow!
Did mine roll?
Yes, it did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a 21.
Yep.
Bravo.
Well, hang on. Let's find out how bad the goblins are. Except that I have to type this out because I have it on the, Wait, I can type it out here. Haha. 1d20.
A 12.
Oop, shit. Oops.
Oh
nope,
my
nope,
God.
that is so wrong.
Oh gosh.
Oh, okay, it's +2.
Yeah.
That's better.
Okay.
Okay.
So 15, 12, and 19. So Moira is up first. They're about 60 feet away from you at this point. There are 2 goblins and a much larger goblin. He looks much angrier.
So, really quickly, can we label Goblin Leader, Goblin A, and Goblin B?
Okay, which one is A? Left or right side of leader?
Left.
Left.
Let's
Okay.
do left. And are they like ranged as 1, 2, 3, or I guess left, leader, right?
Yes.
So
Okay.
how do they roll out how do they stack up in the initiative?
Basically that order, yeah.
So Moira, Goblin.
So it's left goblin is 12, boss is 19, and then the other one is 15.
What am I gonna do? I'm going to aim for a non-lethal spot on the lead goblin, like a knee,
Okay.
with my short bow. He's gonna take an arrow to the knee.
Okay, we'll see about this.
Okay.
I'm going to give you disadvantage because you're trying to hit him, like in a specific spot. So that means the 8, which does not hit.
But then I'm gonna use my sneak attack.
You don't have a
With
sneak
advantage.
attack, they're rushing at you.
Oh, I guess I
Yeah,
don't.
you only
Dun,
get
dun, dun.
sneak attack is a bonus on an attack that you hit when you are sneaking.
Bummer.
Yeah, they
Okay,
have all seen you and are rushing directly at you.
So I don't hit them with my short bow.
Okay, you still can move. That's about all you got.
I'm going to run out of being directly in their path.
Okay, how far? You've got 30 movements, 30 feet of speed. 30 feet of movement, goddammit.
Words
I'm gonna
are
go
hard.
20 feet out of their way.
Okay, left or right, where are you going?
To the left.
Okay.
I think, what is an order on the path is the question.
At this point, you came out of the canyon path, so you were, Haley was up, Nadar was first, then Moira, then, I'm sorry, I don't remember your character's name, Stephanie.
Feline.
Feline was last.
Yeah.
But you're all out now.
Okay, so we're basically 3 and 3 facing each other.
Pretty much, yeah. So
Okay.
you're gonna run 30 or 20 feet to the left.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure that will do something.
Okay.
Okay, so up next is the goblin leader, who is
Yep.
going to continue dashing. Basically, he's going to run 30 feet, and then he is going to throw a javelin at someone. I'm going to say Haley is 1, Miriam is 2, and Stephanie is 3.
Oh yay!
He is going to
Not
throw
me!
He's going to throw a javelin at Haley.
Oh good.
Plus 4. I don't think that even touches your armor class.
Yeah, my armor class is 15.
Yeah, so it just sort of, like, it doesn't even come near to you. It's near enough that it's probably, like, stabbed into the ground. So it would probably be kind of a threat, but it's maybe 2 feet away from you. So up next, I believe, is Goblin 2, because none of you got an initiative higher than 15. So Goblin 2 is also going to move forward 30 feet, and then prepare to loose an arrow at, let's find out who. Because none of you have been in any way threatening yet. Miriam.
Okay.
1d20 plus 4.
doesn't hit me at all.
Okay. No, not only does it not hit you, it rolled a 1, so that was a just straight up, he broke his bowstring by accident.
So he can't even use his bow anymore.
Yes, so Goblin 2 has broken his bow. Sorry about that. And I believe this passes on then to... Who is...
Me.
Yes, so Nadar is up now.
Alright.
You could actually move in for melee range on 2 of them now.
So I can move in and attack?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, they're
I'm
close
gonna-
enough that you can do that.
I'm gonna move in to melee range and attack Boss Goblin.
Okay.
I'm going to attack him with one-handed spear.
There's no reason to not just do the two-handed.
Okay.
Because you don't have a shield or anything in your other hand.
So we'll do the two-handed spear, and I rolled, and let's see if I did good or bad.
That is not enough to hit him.
Cool.
Okay. So you basically ran up and effectively traded blows. No one was damaged by it. Hang on 1 second while I mute. That's horrible, Chewie.
What did he? I can't. What did he say?
Cap needs to do more
More
marketing.
marketing.
This should be something like Ladies of D&D Dragon Sold campaign. Might get more viewers.
I mean, it might. It's basically 3 ladies in a party, and
Okay, so up next is the last goblin, who... There's one being here who now seems to be sort of threatening, so it's going to try and run up and stab you with its scimitar.
great.
Plus 4. And I'm relatively certain that that has once again failed.
Wait, who did he try to hit?
Nadar, because he's the only thing anywhere near.
Oh, okay.
So basically, at this point, all 3 of them are in some way relatively close to Nadar and have entirely failed to hit him. So Feline is up next.
All right. I'll go after the leader and use Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Eldritch. And that didn't do anything.
That did not roll for it.
No. All right. Oh, I don't know what to roll. So I'll just use crossbow.
So for Eldritch Blast, it's 1d20 plus... I need to look at your thing. No. Let me go see someone's character. So it's 1d20 plus 5.
Okay. Thank you much.
Yep.
And 24.
That was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, who were you targeting? The big goblin?
The leader, yeah.
Okay, that definitely hit. I don't
Sweet.
actually remember what Eldritch Blast does in terms of damage. And you don't have it on here.
No,
I want to say it's a
Sorry.
D8,
it
but
came... Yeah,
hang on.
probably. It came up and I thought it would just roll for me.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would be lovely.
Where did I put the spellbook? Curses.
I'm almost there. Eldritch Blast. There we go.
I think it's a D8, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, 1d10.
Okay, I'll shut up then.
I'll take that.
I know it's
That's
force
awesome.
damage.
Stephanie, what's your character's name again?
Feline.
Um,
Like feline.
5.
Okay, so the boss goblin has taken 5.
Whoop.
Yay!
So guess whose turn it is now?
Boss Goblin?
No, it's actually more.
Moira.
Moira, thank you. The one that I should
Moira.
actually know.
I thought it was an easy name.
It is, and the problem is I'm just seeing MOR because Haley has made a very impromptu map.
Oh,
What? I just
okay.
thought it would help us.
No, it is.
Oh no, totally. That always helps. So how far am I away from the action?
You are about triangles. You're probably about still 30 feet. Like if you wanted to, you could rush into melee combat.
Okay, I think I am gonna rush. but with my rapier.
Okay.
Who am I closest to?
They're all basically the same distance away. They're all sort of grouped around Nadar.
Okay. I'm going to do...
What is it, question?
Let's see.
What is it? Why is he being
Let me roll to see if I hit. First.
bad D?
That was
Nope.
that was initiative.
So, hang on. This is 1d20.
Just click on the... Oh, did you make the attack?
Oh, yeah. With
Yeah,
my
so-
rapier. Hang on.
So click on the attack. There you go.
Ooh!
That's not a natural 20, but it is a 20.
Yay!
That
does things.
You didn't actually say who you're attacking, so I don't know if that does things.
I'm attacking the boss goblin.
Okay. Then, yes, that does hit.
Yay!
Yay.
Basically, I run and I just smash into him with my rapier. Smashy smash. The smashiest.
Okay, so what damage are you gonna... Or how is your damage gonna look on that?
Okay, hang on, it's a D8 plus 4. So let me just roll 1d8. Hang on, okay. Roll.
Oh, wait, is the other one supposed to be your damage? No, the other one's just being dumb. Got it. Okay, so 11 damage, at which point the boss goblin basically grabs one of the other two goblins standing in front of him, and you run that goblin through.
Oh, which one? 2 or 3?
I'll go with 1. Or 2. Sorry, I thought we were doing left and right still. Just literally, he sees this rapier coming around as he's in a fight with the Dragonborn with a spear, goes, oh shit, grabs the other goblin, holds him in front, you skewer him through, and he sort of throws the other one aside. It is dead.
I took 11 hit points. Oh, so painful.
Okay. So,
He human shielded him.
yep. So up next is Boss
Go ahead.
Goblin, who I totally forgot has multi-attack. Oops. So he's actually going to be making 2 attacks with his scimitar. At, now the one who attempted to stab him with a,
Pointy
rapier.
thing.
Yeah, he's not super
Pointy
happy
thing.
about that. So, how is that for hitting your 8 armor class?
Doesn't hit me. I'm
Okay,
14.
well, he's got one more to try. 1d20 plus 4. Don't judge this one too hardly. He has to make disadvantage on this, so he gets another roll. Oh,
Oh,
Ouch.
dang it.
hang on. He gets
Okay, hang on.
disadvantage, not advantage. Nope.
Nope, doesn't hit me again.
Okay, so he just sort of swings wildly in your direction. Probably close enough
And
to,
let's
like...
just say I dodge it.
I would say that roll is good enough that he probably glanced off your armor, but definitely wasn't quite a... Wait, you have, like... what's it called? Natural armor. This just, like, it probably cuts through your leather armor, but just hits your scales and does nothing.
Yep.
So, at this point, he's concerned, and, disengages and runs about 30 feet straight backwards.
Aww.
So I believe up next is Nadar. So there is still one living goblin there fighting with you.
Okay, so Goblin 2 is out of the picture.
Yeah, Goblin 2 is just straight dead.
Bye-bye, Goblin 2. Okay, so I'm gonna aim at Goblin 3. Let me pull up my thing. Who's it? And I'm going to, once again, two-handed spear and I'm going to do my psionic
Your psionic weapon?
weapon.
Are you doing the focus or one of the other ones?
I am going to do Aether weapon. Actually, no, sorry. Psionic focus.
Okay. So, because Haley is a scion, she has these disciplines, which she can either put psi points in or can focus on to do different bonuses. This one, the focus basically just makes whatever weapon she's currently using into a +1 version of whatever it is, which means she gets a bonus to hit and a bonus on damage. Specifically a +1 onto whatever she rolls here. So we're using the one on the left.
Which is 12.
With the bonus, that will hit.
Awesome. So now I need to do...
Click on the damage on it.
right
Nice.
here.
No, that one, yeah. Why is that not rolling the damage? That's so silly. What the hell?
So what do I...
Yeah,
So
I
it's-
was wondering about that. It hasn't been rolling damage.
So it's 1d8 plus 5. That goblin is dead. So basically, you just walked up, and this goblin was very confused because he watched as your sword just or not your sword, your spear just sort of went through his head, and he felt it more in his brain than in physical pain. He was very
Ow.
confused by
Oh.
this. Until the point that he stopped being able to think.
Got it. So... Goblin 2 and Goblin 3 are dead.
Yep, so up next is Feline.
Right.
The goblin
So-
is about 30 feet away from you. So you could run up to him and still do an attack.
I'll shoot him with the crossbow.
Okay. That is not good enough to hit.
Pity.
Alright. Moira.
Yeah, Moira, you are up next.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot him with my short bow.
Okay. Okay,
Well,
that
that's
definitely
right.
that hit. You are
Wow.
not getting the critical, but that definitely hit.
Fine. I think it's a D6 plus
+4, yeah.
D6 plus 4. Okay. Oh, I didn't put a space. Hang on.
Well, it wouldn't be so brutal if they stopped getting the exact amount of hit points these poor goblins have.
8.
Okay, so the goblin has now taken 8 more damage as an arrow thumps into his arm. Which is kind of sad. He's only taken like 14? No, 13 damage.
Well, he human shielded my other attempts, which pisses me off.
So this goblin is definitely looking a bit battered and bruised, but totally alive.
Stabby, stabby.
Yeah. Like,
Can someone ask if he's supposed to be our host?
the up to a certain point, speaking is totally a free action. You can ask.
By the way, we were sent to be like, we were supposed to meet somebody. Are you him? We're from like, I can't pronounce our city name.
Alarak?
Alarak.
Alaraxian is the city
I-
name.
We're from Alaraxia. We were sent to like meet. Are you him by any?
There will never be peace, he says as he continues to scream and run away. He runs another 30 feet away and then tries to huck a javelin at, let's see, which one of
That
you?
doesn't know.
Is anybody watching my super awesome map?
Where's
He,
their map?
Yes.
it,
It looks fantastic.
Oh, I don't see the map.
It's like on the main page where like the rolling and stuff happens. It's like right next to it.
okay, so he attempts to huck a javelin at you, and
Why me?
proceed, because you're still the one that he's considering the most threatening.
With it.
And as with his previous friend before him, he rolls a natural 1.
Oh God!
These guys are awful.
Wow.
It goes about 2 feet, and he then trips over, like, his chainmail shirt has sort of been shredding as you've all been hitting him, especially after that Eldritch Blast. It sort of fell apart in places, so it wraps around his foot and trips him. So he is down.
Okay, whose turn is it?
It is Nadar's.
Alright, so
He's about 60 feet away now.
yeah. Let's see. Will my acid breath attack reach 60?
No, it's a 15-foot cone.
Just kidding.
But
crossbow?
your crossbow or your thought spear thing could.
I'll do my thought spear thing.
Okay. So, that one you actually just roll damage for. He has to roll a save against it.
What's damage?
D8.
Just 1d8?
Yep.
Oh.
And he's doing that with, I don't know if he rolls that with his wisdom or his intelligence. Oh, it's intelligence. Okay. Which he's not horrible at. But he fails it entirely, so yes, he takes 2 psychic damage while laying on the ground.
Cool.
As a literal spear of your thoughts cracks into his skull.
He's still alive?
Oh yeah, he's still alive. He's not having fun, but he's alive.
Okay.
Up next is Feline.
Try crossbow again, I guess.
Thanks, Chewie.
Yay, nay.
That is not good enough to hit him.
I have to stop with this crossbow.
Crossbow is not your friend.
It's not like you even
It's
have
not
bad
working.
stats for it. It just decided it doesn't work anymore. Moira, you're up.
Okay, my
After you watch as a
computer's-
crossbow bolt unhelpfully pound into the dirt near the goblin.
Okay, give me just a sec. My computer's doing the derp.
Oh, good.
Yeah, crap pop.
It's doing the
Yeah.
derp. You know what? Fine. I'm just gonna do this manually.
I was just seeing if you wrote down damage he took.
No.
Okay, I didn't know if you did.
Since my computer is currently doing the derp. Okay,
You said
hang
he was
on.
at, like, isn't he at like 17?
Yeah, he's taken 17. I just wanted to see if you were keeping track of it
Alright,
too.
we're back from the derp.
Okay. So let's get a hit
So, I'm gonna hit him with my short bow, because he's 60 feet away from me.
in. Okay.
Short bow.
That will hit. You made a loud laughing noise, I assume, and then we lost her again.
Yep.
Yep.
Ah.
Well, she hit, so we just need some damage.
So what does she need to roll?
That's a D... I want to say it's a D6 plus 4.
If you can still hear us, 1d6 plus 4.
I don't...
Okay,
Ah!
Ah!
I'm back.
That was
There
terrifying.
she is.
So you just need to roll a D6 plus 4.
7.
Okay. So just nearing the edge of your range, you just sort of pull back, eye where the goblin is, launch off one shot, and it lands squarely in the goblin's chest as he quietly breathes his last.
Alright. Everybody's dead.
You have successfully murdered 3 goblins. Well, 2 goblins and a goblin boss.
Whoop.
Into the graveyard slot. Just keep this
Okay.
here as a record of all the things we've killed.
So how dead is he dead yet?
Oh,
Or
he's
is he
definitely
not
dead.
He is real
I
bad.
killed him! Yay. Can I raid his corpse?
Sure.
I raid his corpse!
He has a chain shirt and a shield and a scimitar.
Any identifiers on him?
Nope. At least nothing that you're aware of, unless you have some secret knowledge of goblins.
I'm gonna take a finger.
Okay.
Oh, so just so you guys know, I'm not just being especially brutal.
What you're about to ask to do, I don't think you could do with a humanoid corpse. This is just you being brutal.
Oh, I was just man, I can't like scavenge my enemy's bone.
I don't believe so. Let me just check and make sure.
Ooh, no, as part of a short rest, I can harvest bone and hide from a slain... Oh, well, we don't have time for a short rest. Never mind.
I also just want to make sure it has to be from a slain beast, construct, dragon monstrosity, or plant creature. This is a humanoid goblin. So no.
So it's not a slain beast?
No, a beast is a creature type.
Dang. So I'm not going to be taking a finger today.
By definition, it cannot talk, or it can talk, so it is not a beast.
Oh, darn it. I can't scavenge from corpses.
No, you can scavenge from corpses, you just can't take meat, flesh, or other things without being a cannibal.
Alright, never mind then.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're technically evil too, so don't worry too much, but...
It's chaotic, but...
But yes, he does
Well,
have...
that was fun.
He does have a chain shirt, a shield, and a scimitar. And I guess technically there's a javelin laying about 2 feet from him.
I don't really need any of that.
The other goblins also have shields and scimitars. That's about it. None of them have gold or anything of any particular value.
Everybody
That's
okay?
lame. I just said, well, that's lame. Yeah, I think we're good. We want to keep moving on.
I mean, none of you took any damage.
Huh. I don't think we're gonna get a good welcome.
Well, I wouldn't consider that a good welcome for us, so... You know what?
So, just moving on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, maybe like 10 minutes more down the road, you catch pretty quick sight of a couple of warg riders. So, big, monstrous-looking wolves with, a couple of them seem to have goblins, but most of them seem to have hobgoblins riding on them.
Oh,
So,
good.
think bigger, red, and, like, human-sized. So, they ride right up to you and just, like, stop the wargs right in front of you and shout, "Are you the emissaries?"
Yes, we are.
Yep.
"We are your host."
Well, thank
Well, nice
God.
to meet you.
"Can you ride?"
Yes.
Can we ride? Of
What
course.
kind of question is that?
"I've
look at the
seen
beast
lizard
with-
ride wolf. It's not funny."
Moira?
I
That was
don't...
directed at all of you, not just her. Although
I
he's
mean,
probably... He's probably thinking Yonti, like snake people, but because those are the ones that would normally be emissaries. And I don't think they would ride a wolf pretty well.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
can't imagine.
we're bipedal humanoids, so it might not be so bad.
So he gets down off of his wolf and pulls over 2 goblins, literally or 3 goblins, knocks them off their wargs, and sort of hands the reins to you 3.
Okay. Guess we're at. So...
I look at
Do we-
mine like slightly panicky. I've never ridden before.
Okay, then you are going to give me a handle animal check. You sit on the warg facing the correct direction.
But my seat in the saddle is poor at best.
There is no saddle.
Oh god, bareback.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Since the other 2 of you did not say that you've never ridden before, I'm going to assume that you have. And say that you 2 can just ride it totally fine, unless something happens.
Alright.
Miriam, yours already has just decided, like, I'm pretty sure I can win this fight.
So essentially the one and only time I've ever...
And she's gone.
So the host that you've met up with just begins riding back to wherever it is that they came from, and a slightly more, maybe not, a less angry hobgoblin rides up next to all of you. It's like, I am Morgul.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Moira.
I'm Nadir. Can we
Celine.
help you?
I'm not sure. I'm supposed to be your translator, but you all speak decent Goblin.
Great.
Eh. It was easier in the marketplace if you could speak a couple languages.
how much do you know about, well, the fun political situation you're about to step into?
Almost nothing.
Okay.
We're pretty much thrown into this.
That's probably about appropriate for goblin political situations.
So, what's happening exactly?
If I knew, I would be the one on top at this point.
Oh boy.
Well, that's not comforting.
Someone has the ear of the warlord, I don't know who, and they have decided that what we really need is to go to war with you all.
And I don't think that's a good idea.
No, because that's how we got this small the first time.
Like, is it really necessary that we fight?
I don't know about necessary. I mean, most goblins would point out that we're goblins and we fight, that's what we do, but that's why I'm not a goblin, I'm a hobgoblin. I know enough to know that you all could probably crush us in about a week.
Well, at least someone's
Yeah,
sensible.
so, that probably happens. That would happen.
Yes,
Smarter than the rest of them.
again, hobgoblin. I'm willing to bet most of you have only fought with goblins.
So, question. What are we supposed to be doing here? We've been told that we're supposed to go and help, but if you guys don't even know what's happening, why
can
are we
help?
here?
I assume you're supposed to be helping your own people.
They weren't specific.
You're a diplomatic emissary. My job is to translate for you.
Okay.
I would assume that you're supposed to be here to figure out why the idiot warlord is planning on attacking you and stopping that. Or more
Pretty
accurately, what has his ear that isn't one of us telling him not to do that?
Well, how easy would it be for us to gain an audience with this warlord?
Well, you're the emissaries, so we're heading there now.
Perfect.
It's pretty much his job to tell your commanders that you made it here and didn't die.
Well, we didn't have the most gracious welcome before you came.
No, quite the opposite, as it were.
What do you mean?
We may
So-
have been ambushed by 3 goblins.
If you ride maybe like a quarter mile that way, you'll find their corpses.
Well, you lived. What's the problem?
Nothing.
We're just making sure there will be no rebuke for that.
They're goblins. They die. That's pretty much what they do.
Oh, okay.
Again, I'm getting the feeling that you all have never worked with hobgoblins, have you?
No.
Nope, first time out of the city.
That's very comforting. Very, very comforting.
Well, guess we better get a move on.
Well, you've been writing this entire time.
Is there anything we should know about this warlord specifically? What not to do or say?
Don't imply that you want to fight because he'll give it to you. That's about the best I've got.
Well, we didn't, so that's good.
I mean when you're meeting him, or speaking with him, or near anyone who will want to speak with him, or might mention that you mentioned you might want to fight with him.
We sure don't want to fight. Fighting is not our agenda.
You also
Not
probably shouldn't
yours.
look weak, but just don't
Because
ask
we
for a
don't
fight.
want to fight doesn't mean we're weak.
I understand that. I'm just saying, don't look weak and don't ask for a fight. Pick a middle ground. Because either way, he'll fight you, and you won't win.
Good to know.
Yeah.
It'll probably be fine.
So about how much farther do we have?
We'll be in the city in about a minute, maybe 2. We'll stop you all off at, well, what passes for a tavern among goblins, and we'll be on our way.
Wonderful.
Great.
Okie doke.
So as you run into what can very, very charitably be called a city, which is basically just some very ramshackle stalls to, like, teepees, effectively.
Okie doke.
You roll in, and the largest building in sight, which is pretty much just, like... The best way to describe it is probably just... It looks like someone, by immense force of will, managed to make a tent 2-storied.
Wow.
Like, it's just assembled out of rocks and sticks and, like, the thinnest that they could stretch animal hides to make them work.
Well, this will be interesting.
And Morgul walks you in and just sort of directs you towards one side of the largely open thing that has a couple of bunks on the ground.
Huh.
I told you it's the best that goblins do.
Well, I can give them points for their leather work. You tried hard.
So with that, I'm going to give y'all a short rest real quick, and we're actually going to leave off there and come back after the short rest next time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.